Hey gorgeous, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. I hope you're all doing well. So today I'm back building for my save file, and this is actually going to be the final house in Newcrest. So after this build I only have one build left to do, which is going to be a community lot. I currently do have a little park build, but I'm not completely happy with it, so I think I'm going to change it up, and I'm planning on I'm not sure yet, but I'm planning on doing some kind of wedding venue lounge type of stuff, because I do have some wedding venues that are mostly just for the ceremony. There's not really much space to do like a nice reception, dinner, stuff like that. So I do want to do some kind of a community lot that your Sims would be able to go to have the wedding reception at, rather than just the ceremony. So, but today we're building another house for a family that I have in mind, which is going to be the Wolff family. So to give you a little bit of a background details regarding the Wolff family, they are actually a family that was first introduced in The Sims 3. They live in this ugly house, modern house overlooking the ocean in Sunset Valley. They have definitely a bit of an interesting storyline. I was doing some research on what families to add, kind of ending up on all sorts of Reddit threads where people go over their favorite Sims 3 families. And the Wolff family came up quite a bit, and I was like, you know what, that's a great idea, because I was always quite intrigued by the Wolff family. I mean, of course, because of the house that they live in, but also if you read a bit more about their backstory, it's definitely quite interesting. So the Wolff family consists of two Sims. It's Thornton and Morgana Wolff. They are a married couple. And it is said that they may be rushed into marriage a bit too soon, because as it turns out, they're not really compatible. Morgana really wants to have children, and she's really into arts and stuff like that. And her husband, Thornton, he works in the business career, and he's quite the opposite. He does not like the arts. He strongly dislikes children. So that's a bit of an interesting storyline. And then they also suggest a bit of a love triangle going on, because Thornton is close friends with another Sim in town, Jamie Jolie, and Morgana, I believe she's a colleague of Jamie Jolie, but they strongly dislike each other. So that's quite interesting. And I don't believe Thornton actually has any romance going on with her, but it does sort of suggest a possibility of a love triangle there, but maybe Morgana's just jealous. We don't really quite know. But since I like to incorporate really dramatic storylines. If you've been following me for a while, you know this. Of course, I took that love triangle storyline and I ran with it for my save file. So I think you guys know, but my save file is set about 40 to 50 years after the events of The Sims 3. So by the time my save file catches up with the storyline, Morgana actually lives here with her adult son, or young adult son. They did end up having children, her and Thornton, but definitely some stuff went down there. So what actually happened is that Thornton and Morgana actually did end up having one child. How that came to be, I'm not really going into detail about. That's something that, you know, you can make up, whether or not that was an accident, or maybe an accident just on Thornton's side, but not so much on Morgana's side. But they do end up having one child, and also Thornton ends up having an affair with Jamie Jolie, with who he also ends up having another child with, which this definitely was an accident. And he has been trying to, keep it a secret from his family. He doesn't want them to find out that he, of course, has an affair, but also doesn't want them to find out that he actually has another child. But of course, Morgana, I imagine her to be a little bit of the jealous type. So she does some digging. Maybe she's going through Thornton's phone and she does figure out that he had an affair with Jamie Jolie and they actually had another child. So both Morgana and her son were sort of scheming on what to do next. And I'll kind of, let you figure out what happened. But I like the idea of when you load up my save file, you sort of go through the storylines of the families and go through the family trees and stuff like that. You'll figure out that both Jamie Jolie and Thornton and their child have all passed away at quite a relatively young age. And by the time the storyline catches up, so this is just Thornton's child living here together with his ex-wife Morgana. Morgana is an elder in my save file, and their son is going to be, I think, either a young adult or an adult. I'm not really sure yet. So to kind of go into the character of the son, I've not come up with a name right now, but just like, let's call him Harry or something, who cares. So Harry, he's an interesting character. From the outside, he really looks like a very sort of eligible bachelor, like dream guy. I kind of imagine him being really, really attractive. Obviously, they have quite a bit of money, and he seems like this really nice guy taking care of his elderly mom in this nice house that he lives. But then if you have a closer look at his traits, I quite like the idea of him being sort of erratic, not having the best traits, maybe hot-headed, definitely a loner, because he had a hard upbringing, I can imagine. I think he never really had a good bond with his father because his father basically didn't want children. And also then, figuring out that his father had an affair, and then he figured out he had like a half brother or half sister. And some tragedies definitely happened in the Wolff household. And yeah, I quite like the idea of you guys playing with this family and sort of figure out that, what may have happened here. But yeah, so apologies for the spoilers, but just so you guys know the kind of storyline that I have in mind. So this house then, it's, yet another Queen Anne style Victorian house. I've built 100 of these houses so far, I think. Obviously, they used to live in a modern house, but, that was just not going to fly in my save file. I really don't like modern houses, and I like all my houses to kind of blend in and look like they suit this area, which is sort of inspired by, the Victorian styles you see in New Orleans mainly. So yeah, the interior is also quite generic to kind of fit that style. This house ends up having 2 bedrooms. However, there's also an additional gym and there's like 2 additional offices. So you could easily fit a large family in this house. It's quite spacious. And I think it ends up having 2 full bathrooms and 1 half bathroom downstairs. And like a nice spacious garden as well. So yeah, that's basically the important stuff about this house. I can go over, of course, all the sort of furniture that I picked for this house, but I just wanted it to look generic, sort of classical traditional style, but not too like overly dark. Like if you, for example, have seen my speed build for the Goth family, their house is definitely a lot more like haunted almost. Not necessarily haunted, but definitely a lot more old-fashioned. And don't get me wrong, this house is still quite old-fashioned, but it looks more family friendly, I suppose. And obviously I made use of a lot of the new stuff that Gaming Growing Together. Even though that's more craftsman style, I definitely think some of the stuff really works well in Victorian houses as well. I really love that rug that I just used there. I think I used it a couple of times in this build even. And those beautiful large archways with the stained glass windows in it as well. I think that looks really, really nice. So yeah, what else? I have not yet built with the new kits. I've actually not bought them yet. I think right now I still need to get my hands on 3 remaining kits. I think I never bought the pastel pop kit. I think I accidentally bought like a BriaSim kit in the place, because I got confused with all the names and stuff, because the Sims team, they put out these kits, you know, so quickly, and I just can't keep up. So I think I made a little mistake there. I still need to get the pastel pop kit, and I need to get the 2 new kits, the basement kit and like the greenhouse kit. And to be honest, I love the look of the basement kit. I think I really love the sort of throwback items from the previous Sims game. So I'm really, really excited to get my hands on that one. So maybe soon I'll do like a build with it. Because like I just mentioned in the beginning of this family, my save file for Newcrest, so the second version of my save file, is almost finished. If you guys don't know, I already completely renovated Willow Creek, and I did an overview video, and I will make sure to link that down below if you want to check it out. But yeah, Newcrest is also almost finished, so I know, like I've learned from the last time, it definitely is going to take me a lot of time still to set up all the storylines, you know, create all the Sims and their family trees and whatnot. That is definitely going to be quite time consuming though. But I hope to have my second version of the save file out in the next month or so. So yeah, get excited for that. So yeah, now we're just moving on to the upstairs. This is the bedroom of Morgana Wolff, which I kind of made it really simple, but in that sort of classical style. And initially I wanted to do like a Jack and Jill bathroom, but I ended up having, you know, an ensuite bathroom just for Morgana, because I feel like for this family that makes a lot more sense. But obviously it would be very easy for you to kind of customize this house and make a Jack and Jill bathroom so that it's accessible from both bedrooms. The other bedroom I just made into a gym area, because I do imagine that their son Harry would be really into sports and stuff like that, but he doesn't really leave the house because he's kind of like that weird guy, you know. So yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about, you know, except for like the final details of this house. This is Harry's bedroom. If you guys have any name suggestions for their son, let me know, because I'm definitely curious to learn what kind of names you guys are really into, and it's really hard to come up with names for Sims sometimes. Also guys, if you want to download this build, you totally can. You can find it on my gallery page. You can just either search for the hashtag BriaSims or hashtag BriaSimsYT, or look up my origin, or it's not origin, it's EA account ID, which is just BriaSimsYT. So you should be able to find the builds there. But yeah, this is the end of the speed build, you guys. I'm going to leave this voiceover right here. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know by leaving a like or a comment, or feel free to subscribe. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!